Hello, Aluxers, and welcome back. Life is a tricky thing. It's easy and hard at the same time, and sometimes you find yourself in a really awkward spot without knowing how you got there. In this video, we'll talk about some important things you need to avoid or consider so you don't screw it all up. Welcome to Alux. Now, we'd like to start off with something everyone should do regularly. Double check your belief system. Your belief system is a set of rules you believe are true about the world. It's how you guide your life and what you base your decisions on. It dictates who you follow, who you listen to, and what you find valuable. But oftentimes, you think something is true just because someone told you. You don't even remember who. Think about your job. Why did you pick it? What pushed you to that decision to go in this particular field? For most, they pick a job because someone told them to, either directly or indirectly, and they end up justifying it later on. The same goes for starting a family or your view about money, and let's not even get started on religion. Not today, no, there's too much going on already. But it's important to remember the world your parents grew up in doesn't exist anymore. A lot of things have changed, some for the better, some for the worse. For you to navigate this new world and end up not miserable, you need to do a reality check once in a while. What do you actually find valuable? What are things that make you happy? What do you believe is true that most people disagree with? By the way, this is the Thiel question asked by Peter Thiel in his interviews. The point is, like we said before, reality is negotiable. What you believe is true is unreliable. What you believe is impossible is just a set of rules society somehow agreed on. People live their whole life assuming something is true, only to realize too late they were doing it wrong this whole time. Don't put all your trust on outside factors. The best way to screw up your life is to let others decide it for you. There are some things you can't control, like your family or where you were born, or if a maniac suddenly decides to invade your country because he's melancholic for older times. Life is chaotic enough as it is. Letting your life go as a leaf in the wind is a great poem, but terrible life advice. So take responsibility and do the best you can with what you've got. If you want to predict the future, build it yourself. The reality is, nobody cares about you the way you care or should care about yourself. You are the main character in your own movie. Some people will come into your life and some others will leave, but you will be with yourself from start to finish. You need to keep yourself accountable, believe in yourself, and give yourself the best chance at a great life. Nobody's going to do it for you. Start investing in yourself, find your potential, and live up to it. Most people are capable of most things. Nobody is special and everybody is special at the same time. Don't pick short-term convenience over long-term opportunity. This thing right here is the major thing people are struggling with. Ask anyone who ended up miserable and they'll tell you the same thing. They chose short-term convenience over long-term opportunity. They chose what seemed to be an early, easy life, only to end up with a hard life down the line. It might seem safer to take the easy route and avoid the path less traveled, but here's the thing. In the current world we are living in, all the best paths are less traveled. Think about what kind of technologies we have right now and what doors have been unlocked. We've got so much new shit going on in the world right now, it's impossible for one person to cover everything in multiple lifetimes. On top of that, the barrier of entry is at a historic low. You can start a YouTube channel, build a side hustle, and learn about quantum computing by using a single device that sits in your pocket in the comfort of your own home. This is not the time to go convenient and traditional. That time has long passed. Your goals mean nothing, so don't make them. Here's something to think about. Winners and losers have the same goals. Nobody's goal is to fail. We know we talked about goals before, but this is different. People love setting goals. They sound great, they make you feel great. It's the great thing to have. Everybody has goals. What's your goal? We bet you're panicking right now trying to come up with a really clever answer in your head. That's because goals aren't for everybody, and they shouldn't be. It doesn't automatically make you better, nor does it give you a particular advantage over others. The thing with goals is they're a double-edged sword. If you achieve them, you feel great. For a moment, because now you've got nothing else to do and you need a new one. If you fail at them, you feel terrible and you never want to try anything ever again. In our Goal Mastery course, which might sound kind of ironic to you now after what we just said, we talk about a more methodical way of goal setting. It's a holistic approach with a step-by-step guide and an actionable plan. It requires focus and commitment. Those of you who enrolled loved it so far. It's a really great tool if used properly. But some people get too attached to their goals and don't know what to do with them, and they usually end up procrastinating. So if you're not a goal-oriented person, try this instead. Ask yourself, how can I make today better? It could be waking up a little bit earlier, or eating a healthy breakfast, or going for a walk before work. Any simple task, really, that makes your day better. Do this for a week, and you'll see the difference. Then we can really talk about proper goal setting. You have enough time until suddenly you don't. If you have a poor relationship with time, it will bite you in the ass when you least expect it. People don't really understand how time works. We have a really cool video on time, which we suggest you check out after this one by clicking in the top right corner. But here's what we really want you to think about. Time has two states. It's either with you or against you. There is no in between. And people realize this way too late. If you invest in something which will bring you profits 10 years from now, time is with you. If you try to rebuild the relationship you have with your parents when you're 30, well, in that case, time is against you. Statistically speaking, by the time you leave home for college, you've already spent most of your time with your parents. For a lot of people, it's just holidays and family gatherings after that. Really, it's something to think about. You see, having money isn't cool anymore. Now, we know that's a pretty bold statement, especially from us. But the thing is, new wealth is measured on the calendar. How much time do you have to enjoy the things that you love doing? Any paper billionaire would gladly switch places with a time billionaire. If you don't know what we're talking about, check out that video we mentioned earlier. Don't think you can do it all alone. The lone wolf, the alpha lion, too busy to talk to anyone because they're building their own empire. That's just social media glitter, and no successful person is actually like that. Nobody can do it alone. We are all social creatures. We feel safer in our tribes, and we're willing to take more risks and try different things when we have a support group. You need people to rely on, and you need to be a reliable person yourself. Life is absolutely meaningless if you have no one to share it with. You can work better alone or feel really comfortable with being alone with yourself, which is great. But in the grand scheme of things, you need people around you. Like we said before, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. It's important to have a group of people to have fun with. And just as important is to have a group of people to do great work with. From the day you're born until the day you die, you'll be interacting with people. So why not do it with great people? It only makes sense. That's it from us today, Aluxers. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We have some really interesting things coming up. Now, before we leave, we'd like to ask you a question. What do you believe to be true that other people disagree with? Leave your answer in the comments below. And as a thank you for sticking with us until the end, you know you're getting a bonus. If you do somehow manage to royally screw up, here's what you do about it. Ask for help and give it your best shot to get back up. Sometimes hardships will come to good people and there's nothing anyone can do to stop it. It's just important to never lose hope. People have been recovering from some really nasty situations for all of history. Don't worry, it's doable. You've got this. Thank you for watching this video, Aluxer. If you found it valuable, consider subscribing to our channel and joining our awesome community. And if you're still hungry for more, we handpicked this video for you to watch next. Or head over to our website for more amazing content. See you tomorrow.